All right, Michael. If there's a
Uh,
League of Legends live action film, which actor would do Teemo?
oh shit! What the?
Who
I
would do
don't.
Teemo? And would you bang him? Ryan
Crap.
Gosling? Would Ryan Gosling make a good Teemo?
No, 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 no. It's not hairy enough. No. Oh, I know.
Ryan
You
Gosling.
need.
Ryan Gosling's pretty hairy.
No, man. You need Hugh
You,
Jackman for that.
huh?
You need Hugh
You,
Jackman
you
for
need
that.
you need
No,
Seth
but
Rogen.
Oh,
no, wait. But if Teemo's a human, I'm pretty sure he's got.
what?
Oh, Max is
Rip.
lagging out. But I
Rip.
think it's I don't see why Danny Trejo can't be Teemo.
He's
Who's that? Wait, who's that?
Machete.
Oh.
He would make a hilarious Teemo. It just doesn't make
Honestly,
any sense.
anyone who plays Teemo will make a hilarious Teemo.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Max, you
Do
there?
you see?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
did.
there now.
Oh no,
Okay, I
man!
can look at this.
You know who we should have as Teemo? The guy who played Hagrid.
I'm
He could play
convinced
Gragas.
Teemo is. I'm convinced Teemo is not a fat person. I'm convinced Teemo is a swift scout. You can't be
Yeah.
swift if you're fat. It's like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I
I
guess.
think Deadpool would make a good Teemo.
No,
No,
he's
wait.
too
Ryan
muscular.
Reynolds would make a good Kennen because Kennen has a Deadpool skin.
True.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, yeah. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. No, he's still muscular. It has to be someone like scrawny as hell.
Maybe a Shen.
Oh, maybe
Ryan Reynolds
um
as Shen.
crap. What's his name? The guy who played
Scott Pilgrim.
no no no. Wait, is it the same guy?
Wait, who's the
The
guy who
guy.
plays Scott Pilgrim? He looks like Jesse
Michael
Eisenberg, so
Cera.
he's like the Michael Cera. There we
Oh,
go.
Michael
Michael
Cera.
Cera would
Yeah,
make
yeah.
the best Teemo.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that might actually work.
That's pretty funny.
It's like, did you know that you should never underestimate
The power of the
the
Scouts
power
Code.
of the Scouts Code? Wait, what? You know what? I'm just gonna see myself out now. This is like really awkward. Yes, Michael Cera would make the best Teemo. All right, okay. Welcome to episode damn 2 of the League of Legends fantasy podcast, where we actually talk about if you would bang a live action version of Teemo and amongst other things. Yes, so I am your host or whatever. Wait, why did everything disappear?
I
Like,
have
no.
no idea.
I see. I see. Wait, what? Why is everyone? I see,
What happened to
Oh.
Zisha?
Oh, Zisha!
No!
He's sharing his screen. Oh my god.
Doesn't work like Skype used to work.
Make a great Teemo. Make a great
These
Teemo.
highlights.
We're back.
Okay, yo, I'm banging it. There's going to be a live action film in 2025, and there's going to be League of Legends, and Michael Cera is going to play Teemo. Okay, welcome to episode 2 of the Fantasy League of Legends podcast, where we still haven't talked about anything fantasy related yet because we're still masturbating and circle jerking over who's the best live action Teemo. I'm your host, and I'm your scrub. My name is Max. We have Dan, we have Michael, and we also have Zisha. You guys have anything you want to say to add on to our fantasy introduction?
I
You know,
think-
have you guys seen the Reddit introduction of some guy who's about to make a live action League of Legends like f fantasy team kind of thing?
What are you talking
I
about?
like I saw it a few days ago. I think last week or the week before, but I haven't actually looked it up yet. I don't know if it came out.
What do you mean by fantasy team?
Like like they made a live action of
Like a feature film type thing?
kind of people pretending to be like players, and then they're trying to make up a team and then like try and join the LCS.
So a bunch of nerds sitting in a dark room together.
Something like that. Yeah, but like I don't know if it came out yet. I'm gonna look it up later. If I
So-
find it, I'll update you guys.
So it's like a reality TV show of them
Yeah, so it's a
trying
reality
to
TV
get to
show of
league
like a
or
LCS.
LCS.
Kind of, but it's all like
Is it called
I don't
Bay Life Shore?
know, YouTube.
Like there's already like 3 of those going on.
Is there?
Well,
What?
TSM did that thing.
No,
CLG
no,
did
not-
their thing.
Not like
Fnatic
not-
gaming cribs or whatever.
No, but this is
did
not
Green Crips.
this is not actual like real players. It's like acting of like upcoming players who like find each other and then try to like.
It's so dumb.
So it's
I
like
know.
filled with bromances and like.
So they're not
Drama.
actually trying to get
I'm,
into the
I'm
LCS?
sorry, I can't carry
No,
you
this is
hard
this is
enough.
some acting.
And
It's
it's
an
like,
acting.
don't worry,
Oh,
sport,
so
I
they're-
got you.
So it's like
It's like,
it's almost like Entourage. So they're like pretending
Yeah.
to be actors,
I guess.
and then these guys are pretending to be LCS
yeah.
players or up and coming
Kind of.
LCS. It's kind of funny.
Don't worry, we lost the scrimmage, we lost the manager, but we still have each other and the power of friendship. When five of us unite, we can unlock the power of Exodia from Zodia. All right, okay. So let's get on with actually what we're going to talk about today. I forgot to turn on my timer, so we're just going to wing it, okay?
Alright.
Anyways, so one thing that we really want to talk about this week is basically about the new champions that recently came out / got reworked. So we're looking at you, Illaoi, and we're looking at you, Poppy. Beyond that, we also want to talk a little bit about recent champion complexity and the direction Riot's taking with new champions. I personally think they're getting really, really, really complex, and unless I study the patch notes like a book and I watch like a crap ton of patch videos and like pro players playing them, I really don't know what the kit's about. But before we get to that, let's talk about Illaoi, the strong, independent woman that needs no man. So obviously, if it's a butch woman with no boobs and no sexual appeal, we all know the person who designed her would be Iron Stylus. So have you guys played Illaoi?
I haven't played
Yes.
her. I played alongside her.
I played Illaoi. I was like, what am I doing? And then I just killed people, and I'm like, what? And then all chat goes, what?
Yeah, pretty much.
I tested her out in like a custom game, and I'm just like, I don't really get her kit. I started off like a custom game against like 5 boss, and I died 3 times before I even figured out how her skills work.
Oh, you're just bad.
I have one game of Jungle Illaoi, and that was the most unfun thing I've ever played because you realize that her tentacles don't really help you in the jungle unless you use your W. I thought at first when I played Illaoi, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna spawn a tentacle here, and it's gonna like when it gets bored, it's gonna slap something.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
It doesn't slap anything. You have to W before it slaps anything.
So you just had random tentacles trying to
Yeah,
like
just a
jungle?
random tentacles, like yeah,
and they're just standing there.
and I can't like once the timer goes out, it'll go to the nearest wall, or the nearest wall. So you'd be going through your jungles, and it would be like attach itself to like the weirdest, non-useful walls. The good thing about the tentacles is it can actually go through walls. So like if you have something on the
On
other side of like Golem Pit,
Oh,
and
whack
it'll still
through it?
it'll whack through it.
Does it choose the direction that it whacks automatically, or do you have to direct it?
It whacks at the target that
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 you
you
W. Wait, hold on. If you do E on someone, does a tentacle pop out of nowhere, or is it still at a wall?
No, it pops up.
Still on the walls and stuff.
It's still on the walls?
No, he's the tentacle grab.
Yeah, no,
No,
but
no,
like
no.
once
Yeah, but after you
once you
kill
tag
them-
someone, they like still spawn in the places they normally spawn, just
Yeah.
around them and a
Yeah,
lot more
around them.
Oh,
frequently.
okay.
Yeah, but then it still doesn't like whack. Does it whack them? Because like
Yeah, it does.
It does.
It does.
Those ones automatically whack once they
Okay.
spawn, I think.
Yeah, okay.
And then
I guess
think
like
they do
since
have
I was
a
always on the
cooldown
receiving
as
end of
well.
that, I thought the tentacles would automatically whack, but I
Wait, so what happens if you get tagged by that, but you stand in a spot where there's not enough walls? Do you just
think-
not get attacked until it runs out of time?
Where are you gonna stand where there's not enough walls, like in your base?
no, it's like in the middle of mid lane where none of the like
Yeah.
smack bang in the middle of mid lane.
Can
They
the
I think
wouldn't
they
stand
spawn on
it.
the 4 corners of mid lane.
yeah?
Yeah, so it
I've
can't
seen
reach it.
tentacles
Yeah.
spawn on the 4 corners, and like
I can't hit the middle.
I've definitely seen Illaoi tentacles do a lot of damage, like on one side of mid lane, like in front of
Yeah.
the turret.
Yeah, for sure. But like, what happens if you're standing smack dab in the middle? Like, where is it gonna tag you?
They'll find a way. Life finds a way.
Illaoi for trash mid confirmed.
Yeah. Her tentacles definitely do a lot of damage, and I don't know. It's like this. She's technically the first ever Juggernaut I've ever played. So I was always on the receiving end of those like really BS Darius heals and Illaoi heals, and I was like, oh, she's gonna heal a lot. So there's no problem with me like jumping into the middle of them and 1v5ing them. You can't do that. You can't do that. You just get blown up. I guess I'm not the type of people who play Juggernauts.
Well, the very first game I played against Illaoi, actually the first game I had an Illaoi in the game at all, I was playing Tristana top lane.
Mhm.
And after I died like 3 times to her, she didn't seem that bad to lane against as a Tristana because I was able to kill the tentacles pretty easily. And she couldn't really do anything to me unless she caught me with her, I think, E?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... But then when I played Kale against her, and she was destroying me. No, wait, never mind. That was a Poppy.
I think with Illaoi, the thing I've come to realize is if she snatches in a 1v1 lane, unless she's really stupidly far ahead, if she snatches your soul, you have to go fight her. You can't just run away. If you run away, you automatically lose. But if you fight her, you can she has to divide her attention between whether to hit your soul or to
Or to
hit
hit
you.
you.
Yeah. So if you get your soul snatched, if unless she's snatching out of the tower, or else you have to fight her. And if you're a smart Illaoi player, you won't drag it in the middle of nowhere, and you have to think about whether you can kill the soul or not, or if it's worth it. So yeah, I think she's not without counterplay, and I don't like she's stupidly strong. You let her be strong, but I don't think she's by all means OP.
I don't think so. I don't know how you play her late game because her tentacles, like you move
You
around so
siege.
much.
You siege.
Yeah, you
No,
have to
but if you're
siege.
not, but like when you're not sieging, like you can literally do nothing with her. She's walking around doing nothing
Yeah,
because her tentacles will like be spawning in the weirdest spots, and you don't need it.
I think for her, the strongest times that I've had to face against her were like while she's in the jungle or roaming somewhere in close quarters.
Or like
And
in lane.
yeah, if you get caught in a bush or something with all these tentacles, that's when you're gonna get screwed pretty hard. But
Yeah.
in lane, fighting her one on one and stuff, it's not scary. It's not intimidating.
Yeah, so
Okay.
like I feel like if you can somehow avoid dying to her early game, she kind of falls out. I don't know how.
That's some
I haven't
Korean level advice you have there, Michael.
no, like I haven't seen anybody who's able to. I haven't seen any games where Laui late game who's not fed can do something.
Yeah. And when I was playing the Tristana, the only reason I died those 3 times is because I didn't know that those tentacles follow me. So I thought I was safely backing by the turret, and then a tentacle
Oh,
spawned
yeah.
and auto attacked
Oh
me and I
yeah,
died.
Yeah,
And
that's really annoying.
I was like, what the fuck? That was like a minute ago.
You guys have to like read patch
What?
notes.
I didn't read any patch notes. I didn't watch any champion spotlights until I played that game, and then right after
yeah.
that, I was like, okay, I'm watching this shit.
I knew nothing about Kindra when she came out. I knew nothing about Illaoi when Illaoi came out. I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I dying?
All right, we'll get to Kindred in a second. How's Poopy? How's Poppy? Other than like her super hilarious ulti.
Well, before we could move on to Poppy,
Mhm.
I do want to talk about
Oh yeah,
Illaoi and
support
support as well,
yeah,
too.
I
Yeah.
heard people really like her in the support role. Zisha, I know you have an experience with that because you played with Chris.
I mean, it's just
Is it free
it's okay.
harass? Is it free
Yeah,
harass?
it just annoys the other laners
I think
to the
what it
point
is,
where yeah,
it's like it's overwhelming lane dominance,
yeah.
but then when it comes to late game when you're team fighting, you don't have much from Illaoi to help your ADC.
Not even when it comes to late game, even in ganks.
I guess
she's
even in
useless.
ganks, she's useless in a gank.
Yeah.
It's all about lane dominance, I guess.
Yeah, like basically the idea is you play Illaoi support, you run into lane, just sit there with a bunch of tentacles and you hit things, and then every once in a while you'll pull an E, and then both of you'll hit their spirit or whatever, and then they'll be distracted by a bunch of tentacles coming down on their face for the next minute or so till they kill the things. And it's just like it's an easy way to win lane.
I think in a case like that, you're better off just doing a lane swap and let the top laner deal with that and just farm under turret if they have a mismatch anyways.
Sacrifice a top laner.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that I'm under the impression that Illaoi would be in like it's like one of those like trolly okay supports because I mean late game even whether you're in solo lane or whatever you're just pretty much a glorified tank and then you just have tentacles that do damage regardless because yeah so you might as well just build HP like you would with normal tank. I'm thinking that tentacles are going to be really good for like brush control because you kind of just like leave your things there. Wait,
You don't
no,
get vision, though.
actually, no, it wouldn't be because they can like kill the tentacles. I think
You
the
don't get
tentacles is
vision
just
of
like a bait. Hmm?
You don't get vision from it.
It's just you have lane presence.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm seeing quite a few Illaoi supports on stream at like really high EO.
Like
Well,
it's
I mean-
it's
I mean,
it's
like-
nice, but it's not great. Like there's pretty obvious weaknesses.
All right, okay, so peer into your crystal ball. Are we going to see Illaoi in professional play?
Not too much.
Yeah, what team comp would go well with Illaoi? I know you said we mentioned siege comp before, but when was the last time we saw a siege comp in LCS? Actually, I don't remember because it's mostly like kind of telly split push picks recently. So with the telly changes, we're going to see more siege.
CLG EU would have run Illaoi.
Yeah, Illaoi.
Wait, hold on. I have a question. Does the Illaoi tentacle spawn on
Towers.
Like,
Tower
no,
stumps, yes.
no, like on a Nivea wall or Trundle
No,
pillar.
No.
It doesn't, right?
no.
It's
That'd
like
be
predetermined locations on the
yeah,
map.
it's
Oh yeah,
yeah.
right. Like non-passable, right.
And yeah, stumps. Like it won't spawn on inhibs or turrets unless they're dead, I think. Even like dead inhibs, I don't think they spawn on there. But I'm pretty sure they spawn on tower stumps.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Illaoi's been out for a little bit. People are just feeling her out.
No,
I think
I
we'll
think
see some of her.
I
in
think
competitive.
the tentacles spawn even on turrets that are not dead, because
Really?
that's how I died.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, it definitely does. It definitely does. But yeah, I've died a couple of times to that.
And the turrets don't target it.
Really?
Yeah, the turrets don't
Yeah,
target it.
turrets don't target it. It's just
And
like how
it's
turrets don't target like the what's it called, ghouls?
Teemo shrooms
No,
and
not Teemo.
stuff.
Well,
Yorkles.
that as well. Yeah, exactly. Like all those things.
well, I think if York ghosts are the only thing in towers, they'll still hit it. Because I try to hit those for like 5 gold, but then
Or like the
just,
Callista ghost. I don't think the tower targets that.
I'm
yeah,
not too sure about that.
I just never send it into turret range anyways. Zisha, can you confirm or deny? Does tower hit Callista ghosts?
I don't think it does.
I only ever send Callista Ghost into like Trier River. What the hell?
Yeah.
Or like into the
Who
bush.
sent it into? Who sent it into river? Even an ARAM, I don't send it all the way to its.
I like don't even like using the ghost because it baits people. Because the ghost actually sees like so little.
Yeah.
But people who don't realize this see the ghost go into bush and not see anything.
Yeah.
And then they're like, it's free, and then they face check it and die because like whoever was in the bush just kind of
Yeah,
walked around like the tiny code.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we'll check back in a couple of weeks to see how well Illaoi's doing then.
I think
So-
Illaoi might be played by like the up top laners who are really aggressive, or like comps that often revolve around fed top lane. I think that's
She's-
how Illaoi would be
How
played.
hard can Illaoi push?
She's
That's-
too inflexible, like
Yeah.
in a competitive setting though.
She is. She is.
Zisha has spoken.
Like you might see her sometimes, but I don't think you're gonna see her all that much.
She's not gonna show up that often, though. Not compared to like all the other champions that came out.
Mhm.
Poopy?
Yeah, Poppy would definitely be played.
I think you'll see some poopy.
I think
I'm
you'll see
seeing
Poppy.
I'm seeing a lot of jungle Poppy. So what makes her good in the jungle? She's all single target. Her clear is terrible. I know. Well, her ganks are good, but so who's
Does
played?
she have
Poppy?
good sustain?
She has like massive like resistance.
Are we talking Poppy? Sorry.
Yeah, we're talking about Poppy.
Poppy.
I haven't seen Poppy in a jungle, but like
I
I
haven't
mentioned
seen her
before, I got wrecked as a Kale top lane.
Mhm.
And the main reason was I wasn't sure if I should go E or Q against Poppy. And then when I tried to fight for the shield to take it away from her, she would combo you because she's also going for the shield. So it's kind of like a bait. And then
I feel like her shield's like a little bit out of place. Like, wait, I guess I'm so still hung up on like the old Poppy, where it's just turn her hammer. So it's like, what the hell's the shield doing?
That shield is really out of place in my opinion when I first like saw it. I'm like, I don't understand the point of the shield.
it's definitely an interesting like thing to
They
add
just
to her
wanted
game.
an auto attack mechanic on every champion.
Well, yeah, I guess.
And then the interesting thing is like you'll see people do the auto attack, pick up the shield, and then combo and like walk out winning the trades because they have the shield.
Yeah.
So I think she's pretty strong in that sense. The one thing that I do notice though, when we've been playing,
Mhm.
is that people don't charge her ult long enough. Like they're running and then they turn around for a last second ult, but it's like
Oh.
they
The
didn't
damage doesn't
charge it, right?
change, right?
I don't know about the damage, but
I
you
think
want the
it's just the
knockback.
range.
If you're
The
running,
damage isn't that big anyways.
The
if you're
damage
running,
does
you want the
change.
knockback anyways.
Damage
No,
does
I
not
saw-
change.
Yeah, no, damage doesn't change. No, I saw someone do like highlight of her like of the person playing Poppy, and like a lot of times the person used the Poppy ult as the finisher. So I don't like for in that case I can see them not winding it up, but I don't know how much
Like
damage
even
it
if you
does.
don't wind it up, it's still like an Alistair pulverized. It's still pretty.
Yeah, like you still get knocked up.
I don't know. I've seen people. Oh yeah. Just like the
Yeah.
static knock up, right? But yeah, well, the times that I needed the knockback, we're all running away from a fight. We're all dying, and then the Poppy just does one of those shitty static
Yeah.
knockups. I'm like, why didn't you charge this while you're running? You had it anyways.
Like
Do you
you
run?
lose
Yeah.
movement speed.
Yeah,
It's
but then you
just a
can
little
knock
bit.
them
It's
so
only
far back.
15%. It's just
15% is
15%.
significant when you're running away though.
You can knock them so far back though. Like it's
You
worth
can-
it, I think.
What's the range of when it actually lands though? Is it one person or is it in a
It's-
small
if
If they're
area?
close
area.
together, yeah, small area of effect. But I've played against some other poppies that have used ult really well, and like I'm pretty close to kill, and then I get popped, and like from I'm like close to the gromp on the bottom side, and then I get knocked all the way back to the dragon. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not part of this team fight anymore. So, like, people can use it really well, and I think it's a huge game changer in terms of team fights, especially when you're fighting around a dragon or baron. I don't think people are using it good enough, or maybe at least in our elo. So,
Yeah, maybe.
I definitely think Poppy's gonna see competitive play just with her ulti disengaging an entire Baron fight.
No,
I've-
honestly,
I've-
in my opinion, I feel like she's gonna be played because of her W.
W's good.
Yeah, her W's. Like I've definitely lost fights against Poppies where I was like the Fed AD carry or whatever, and she just walks in, ults me away, and then they fight the team fight while I have to run around like the jungle to get back in.
And as an ADC with like a say Lucian or Corki, you can't get away from her W, right? Because it kind of pins you down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get knocked out. Zisha
Yeah.
and I tested this out yesterday.
Yeah.
I was watching a game where what happened? There was a Tom Kench eating a friendly person and running away.
Mhm.
And Poppy on the other team is chasing them down, puts up her circle, and the Tom Kench eat times out and spits the guy up. And the guy gets knocked up because that's technically a dash
Oh yeah,
and dies.
oh. Interesting
pretty funny.
mechanic. Very interesting mechanic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Poppy-
honestly, that skill alone, I feel like would be the reason why it's playing competitive because there's so much fast movement dashes going on in competitive play.
Oh hell, I'd play her as support just so she can't spit the Tom Kench. Like the Tom Kench spit doesn't work, and Corki, Valkyrie, Graves dash, Lucian dash, and all that kind of stuff. Fame tumble.
She's
even.
got really good utility.
Yeah, I think she could be a support.
and
But
she
like,
does.
I think everyone can be a support in my mind.
Does she have good enough like presence in lane? Maybe.
Yeah, and just run
Maybe
people
she
into the
could be.
wall.
She shits on the AD carries that have the Illaoi
Yeah.
supports.
Yeah, no, I could see it happen if she doesn't just get poked out of lane instantly.
Yeah. Well, I guess she's not that like stupid like the tank monster with a passive that doesn't make sense anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think Poppy's really interesting. Poppy's also one of the rare champions where I look at her kit and I'm like, okay, I think her passive is kind of stupid, but I think I get it. Yeah, I get Poppy. It's not like Illaoi where it's just like,
Yeah,
what am I reading? So yeah,
yeah.
I think-
Poppy's skills are quite straightforward because the thing is they didn't exactly change all hunt that much.
yeah.
Well, her E
Compared
or
to-
her slam is still the same thing.
Yeah, I think minus her
The
ulti,
wall one.
Yeah.
like minus her ulti, technically the like all her skills are the same. Like they look the same. They do different things, but essentially, Q is still an auto reset. Okay, her passive. Okay, whatever. They changed it. That's good.
Yeah.
Q is still an auto reset. W is still kind of like a speed slash like get tanky. E is still
Yeah.
a charge, and her ulti is different. So that's good. So they just took out all the BSness of Poppy that made
Yeah.
her really unfun to play against, and they changed it.
And
So
they-
I really, Yeah.
They added more interesting.
yeah.
Like
I like how when they were reworking Poppy, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna keep E as like because that's the most iconic thing about Poppy, and we're just gonna like build her kit around that. And no, it's the ulti now. The ulti is the most iconic part of her kit. Yeah. So
Honestly, the first 2 times I play with a Poppy, I'm just laughing every time I see the all, regardless of whose team it's on.
It's pretty good.
I remember we were playing with you and like we were fighting, and all of a sudden like you die and you're like, where the hell were you guys? We're like, yo, we got knocked back. Like 3 of us got knocked back.
When I get knocked back out of a fight from that, I can't even be mad.
I can't. Like, what
You
are you
just
gonna do?
laugh.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, I guess this fight is over. Like, we'll try again next time.
Guess I'm farming raptors now.
All right, okay. So I'm just on Law Wiki right now. So it turns out Poppy's Q actually is an AOE.
Yeah.
So it's not single target. That makes her
Uh,
jungling a lot easier.
So what she does is she Qs, it makes
Yep.
a little line on the floor, and the thing
Yep.
pops, and it does the same damage.
All right, then it makes her jungling really easy because at first I thought Poppy was literally just all single target because I haven't played her yet. But then now looking at Q, it does do AOE. So all right, I think I'll pick her up for the jungle and see how we go. And you also get a shield for picking your thing up, and no one's gonna contest you for the shield.
Yeah.
Wait, can you
Yeah.
contest for the shield? Can you just like
You,
step on it? And
you
then...
can step
You
on it
can.
and it just destroys it, right?
Oh,
You don't
Yeah.
gain anything from it.
what a crappy shield.
Well, I mean, the idea is if Poppy throws her shield and then you step on it, she can't trade anymore because she'll
Right.
lose the trade. But if
Yeah.
she gets a shield,
She wins
she
the
can keep
trade.
going.
But she's gonna bait you with the shield
Yeah, no, but
and
Poppy can
dash to you
Poppy can
before you
probably
get
win
it.
the trade even without the shield. She just runs at you, and I guess yeah, it's like a bait.
No, not
Interesting.
really. The Q damage, if it doesn't proc, it's not all
Yeah.
100% that significant.
When you're almost at the shield, she'll dash to you
Yeah,
and pick
Yeah.
up the shield at the same time.
interesting.
It's stupid.
Yeah, I think Riot's been really on point with the reworks. I really like this.
Honestly,
it's
I
definitely
do
interesting.
enjoy all the different mechanics they've put in. It's making the game a lot more interesting.
Guess now is a good time to go forward and talk about all the recent champions. And as I've mentioned a little bit before, some champions when they come out, I read the champion reveal, and I have no idea what they're doing. And it's either I go like what the, or it's like I don't know what it's doing.
Yeah.
So for I don't know what it's doing, it's Kindred. It's Kindred. I feel like as a new player, Kindred's going to be so weird because you have this one champion that does really weird things and marks you, and then
All of a sudden, you're dead.
yeah, all of a sudden you're dead, and there's like all these interactions with Kindred where you get like your CD reduce, and then you get like the 3-hit thing and the wolf and all that kind of stuff. That's like just really confusing. I guess we played the game for long enough, and it's okay to just look at Kindred and just go like, okay, yeah, it will take us a week to get used to this. But for a new player, we have Kindred and on top of like Echo and all these new champions, which is really confusing. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like to have a new player come in and play the game.
You know what, Echo, like out of all these champions, Echo's kind of the only one I didn't really get right away.
Echo,
Damn,
I
but-
still kind of don't understand because I never bothered trying to learn it.
And it's
I
not
just
even
know to avoid all his like little flashy stuff.
Dodge things.
and I think what it is, it's not even like that their skills are complicated or whatever, because if we're talking about complicated skills, Illaoi probably wins that. But it's just that the first time I went against an Echo, like I knew what his skills were, but then he like jumped me and did things to me, and I'm like, so which was which skill? And I couldn't really visually tell.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That kind of applied to me with Kindred though. Like like of course I never actually read the patch notes, but like
Well, that's your fault.
no, I know, but like things are flying around. There's like a circle on the floor. There's something biting me from behind, and I'm just like I don't know what's going on. And the
I
next thing I know, I'm dead.
honestly don't think Kindred was like. I think Kindred was pretty clear on what her skills were.
With Echo, it's like this is the skill, but if you use it this way, it does this instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you do it this way, it does this instead. And it's like
Yeah.
there's so much you can do with it, and it's like, what the hell is happening to me?
I honestly still think his W is the most overloaded skill in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, you get a slow, you get a stun, you get a shield, and you get a 3-hit passive. And that's all on like one skill. And
Yeah.
it's like I can't even imagine. Like I'm surprised at the copywriters on the Riot's team. They managed to fit everything into the tooltip because that skill is overloaded.
Overloaded. But yeah, like I do kind of find it annoying that when these new champs come out, there's so much frigging shit to read, and
Yeah.
I just don't want to read it. So I just I usually read it and I don't understand what's going on. I have to wait for the
Yeah,
champion spotlight to come
yeah.
out.
When I read the review, I kind of get the gist of it, but then it's just, is it maybe I'm just being like lazy, or maybe I'm just at work. I don't want to
I
stare at the
think
phone
I
for too
think you're all
long.
being lazy.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's like I just read through it and I try to imagine how it's like in my head. I get the gist of it, but then like there's always going to be like some weird mechanics that I missed initially, or like there's some interaction that I didn't really
Yeah.
like really get used to, and it's just and like there's like so many damn mini games. It's like the hunting mini game, and then like with Kendra, it's like the hunting mini game. With Tom Kench, it's like the hit three times as well. Oh, by the way,
Hmm.
I think Tom Kench was like of the recent champs release. I think Tom Kench was the one that I actually understood without much of a problem.
Yeah, Tom Kench was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I didn't understand all the numbers involved, like oh, like this does percentage, a ton does this, and all that kind of stuff. But you know, okay, it's like he eats you, he eats something else, and he's a TFLT.
He has a stun.
What?
Yeah, he has a
Wait, which
stun.
wait, which is the stun?
If
Which
I
is
can tongue you when you have three
oh
procs,
yeah,
you
oh
stun.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That I remember. That I remember.
Oh.
Yeah, but I never care about that. If I tongue you three times, I'm just gonna swallow you. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
stun
No,
you.
no, 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 no. But the thing is, you can stun them, and
Oh yeah, and you can
it still
tongue, and then you
stays. So
can
you can
pull it in.
still, you can no, no. You tongue them, you get stunned, and you walk up to them, you can still eat them because
Yeah,
it doesn't use up the procs. Only when
yeah.
you eat
And
them, the
if you
procs.
hit them three times, okay, that's the only confusing part about Tom Kench. If you hit them three times and you tongue them, you can activate your swallow, and it'll like, whoop,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
it'll yoink it.
I've never even seen that, to be
Wait, I
honest,
haven't
though.
seen
I
that
forgot
either.
that you can do that.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen that either. You
Because
can do
because
that.
everyone uses the tongue to slow them so that you
yeah,
can get the three hits on them.
yeah. Okay,
So,
so like, yeah,
yeah, that's
I
interesting.
think I still think Tom Kench is like really BS, but
Oh man, Tom Kench is awesome.
it's like raid boss when you fight like a boss battle, and then you do like the blue health bar, and then there's still like the red health bar. T-shirt room is really dark. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do like simpler champs. Like it's more straightforward. You can still do a lot with them. Like for example, champions like Cassidon, or even Nidalee, where she has her animal form and like the human form. Um, like you can toggle back and forth, but
Yep.
the abilities are still really pretty simple.
Yeah.
But you can still do a lot with them, right?
Yeah, I
So
think there's like there's always like an overarching theme with like with Nidalee. It's like you hit something in human form, then you go in cat form,
mhm.
and then with I guess with Tonkench it's like kind of simple. I like it as well. It's like where you basically auto people three times and you can eat them, and your
Yeah,
whole kit revolves around that.
Mhm.
Other than
yeah.
the great health.
It's pretty
Which,
straightforward. Like
yeah. So what's Kindred?
I don't even know what Kindred does, to be honest.
Kindred, you jump
Other than
around
the
and
alt.
kill tanks.
Yeah. What's Echo? What's Echo? I can go back in time, but not really.
Yeah. I've
He was
seen.
supposed to be an assassin, but he just ended up being better as a bruiser.
Yeah. You know the thing about Echo is when you watch his when you watch his teaser, it's like the thing where it's like, oh, everyone says you don't have enough time. He was fighting that Urgot-esque thing. I thought he was AD.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
I thought he was
too.
82.
Yeah, he's freaking fighting with a sword, like a
Yeah, I thought he
laser
was
sword.
82.
It's like No More Heroes type of sword,
Yeah.
and he's like doing all these acrobatic moves. It's like, oh, this guy's AD. Oh, this is gonna be pretty cool.
I thought he
Yeah,
was a top lane AD too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Then it's
that's
like
Like
no
a
AP.
Fiora style
Yeah,
champion.
I remember I was watching Scar's stream as the first time he played Echo. He's like, wait, oh my god, clack, 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 clack. This guy's actually AP. I just thought it was some silly build from like PvE. Oh my god. Type of all chats lol. And then it's just like, yeah, even Scar, I thought he was like, yeah. So
Yeah, that was pretty unclear.
yeah, that was pretty unclear. I don't, yeah, he'd be a good hybrid. I think I personally think he would do well as like an AD bruiser. I've personally played quite a few Echo games as like I went Triforce Bork
Hmm.
because
Well, that
you're
is what it turned out. They like that he was supposed to be an AP assassin, except people just started playing him as a bruiser.
yeah 10
Ended
10
up doing
bruiser.
really well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly think he would do really well with like as like an AD because honestly like yeah, his like his kit is like they're so overloaded with utility. It means
Yeah.
you get like the Q slow, and like the Q slow applies your passive, which does like percentage damage. You get a speed up, you get a free sheen proc and a free bailout, and then you have a free gap closer, you're a free stun, you have a free shield. So he would do yeah. It's just you can build this guy AD, and I built this guy AD, and I really liked it. So
I don't know why he still has so much damage when he has so much like ways to get out alive.
It's his it's basically his W and his passive. His Q and his E does like nothing, and his ulti doesn't do that much damage without AP, but it's just his 3 hit setup just does a crap ton of damage. Yeah, it's like I guess Echo's a pretty cool champion because he can jump around, he can make big plays. LCS big plays. Actually, you never make LCS big plays because you just go in there and you tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess like Zetting in and Zetting out.
Zetting out.
Zetting out.
Echo's new Zed.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't even know if you guys consider Bard new anymore. But
Bard.
like, yeah, but the changes they've done, like the fixes they've done to him recently, actually makes him a lot more playable.
They've
Yeah,
been
like
playing
Bard.
him in competitive play, haven't they?
Yeah,
Oh,
every now and
dude,
then.
what the hell? Have you not seen Key's Bard in Ever versus XKT?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, that was actually pretty nice.
The pretty sick Bard.
Yeah, that was actually pretty nice.
I think
He's-
Bard's okay. I think his whole chime versus meep mechanic got really confusing because now there's like things following you and there's like other things on the ground, and I just got a little bit confused with that. And I still don't know how many chimes will do what to your auto attack and all that kind of stuff. Because
Well, honestly, that you have to go into the game and look at the
Tooltip.
the tooltip because like it's I don't know how to
Yeah.
talk.
like
I
I
don't know what that-
got I understood the you have to go around and you have to pick up chimes. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. And then
They spawn more often now.
They spawned earlier.
No,
Or-
they spawn more often. Like
Yeah.
they changed the timer, it pops up. Like it was a recent change.
I think maybe we got used to Bard, so like it's a lot better now. But like I didn't find Bard too confusing. The only thing I found confusing about Bard was the meep mechanic, not the chimes, the meeps.
Yeah, the
And it's
memes
just
are odd.
Yeah, like the meep's a little bit confusing, but it's like
Yeah.
oh, it's okay. I'm used to
That's
Bard.
just a side note, kind of. Like, it,
Yeah. I don't think it actually like
No,
it
but the
does,
meeps do a lot of damage, eh?
it does a lot of damage, but it's not what makes Bard.
They do, but they kind of just happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, the meeps. Well, no, the meeps come with the chimes.
yeah, it does. I mean,
But
you
the
to an extent you play around having meeps, but you don't like plan your laning phase around the ability to have.
You don't, but if you have meeps, it's a lot easier to control lane with it.
Yeah,
I
like,
think-
it's like
It's
I
like a
feel like it's a
Lulu.
minor detail.
It's like the Lulu kill with the Pixie. Like it's that kind of damage compared to just a regular auto attack, so it's actually kind of significant.
And then when it forces you to kind of roam to pick up the chimes, like
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
may be,
that-
he
yeah,
may
that
be
is
doing a
something you-
roaming gank or something,
Yeah.
right? Like,
That's
That
actually-
is something you plan your laning phase around. Like
Right.
you're picking up your chimes is something you plan your lane around, but not necessarily the meeps. The meeps are just nice to have. It's like, oh, I have like a Shin proc.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, okay. So, what other champion has recently come out that you went like, what?
new
What has come out
champions.
recently? I can't think of anything on the top of my head.
You go look at the
Before Bard was Rek'Sai, Callista, Azir, Nar.
Yeah, okay. Rek'Sai was a little bit confusing.
Rek'Sai has like weird skills, and there's quite a few of them. I'm not.
Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna lie. Rek'Sai was confusing. Rek'Sai was confusing.
I
Rek'Sai
think
is
he's okay. I actually find Nar a bit more confusing if I were to play him, because like I would not be able to manage his freaking ult and
Yeah.
turning
it's
into
like-
Mega Nar. Like I cannot
Yeah.
keep track of that shit.
I'm very bad with any champions with like 6-7 skills. Like
I think
7.
Nar is okay in terms of like thematically, you know what he does, as in you read it, it's like, okay, so you have a slow, you throw a rock, you pick up your rock, you have a stun and all that kind of stuff. He's hard to play, but you kind of understand it, and yeah, like when you look at Nar, when you read the champion reveal or like you watch the patch notes, you're
Makes
not
perfect
like
sense.
yeah, it makes perfect sense. So like I'm okay with Nar. Like I don't have an issue with Nar.
I tried playing him. I think I'm just really bad at him. That's all.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad.
Oh man, one of the champions I still can't play to this day is Elise.
At least.
I don't
At least
even
Elise is
try.
like-
Even when she was OP, I don't.
She's... I think the first time I played Elise, I went top lane Elise,
Mhm.
and I just couldn't farm for the life of me because
Oh yeah, it's not easy.
it's absolutely impossible. I was like Elise into Mundo. This was pretty long ago, but it was Elise into Mundo, and I was just dicking around, not knowing what I'm doing. and suddenly I'm 5-0 in lane, and I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, release date the Leafs.
Yeah,
Release date.
I like at
Is
one point I
this
realized I tapped, I realized I was 5-0 and I had 8 CS, and I was like, what's happening?
Yeah,
is
Elise
this
is really hard to last with. It's like Rumble except ranged.
is this when Mundo was like down the gutter, or
No,
was
Mundo
he
was
like
still okay. Mundo was okay.
Yeah, I think Mundo was never really down, like completely
Yeah.
trash.
Mundo was still pretty good. It was just
for a
like,
while Mundo wasn't very strong.
He was always strong. He just sometimes didn't fit into the meta,
Yeah,
but he was always strong.
Maybe,
yeah,
yeah.
always went solo queue.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of simple champions, I know Dan like mentioned it earlier before. There's recently a post on Reddit about simpler champions, but then it disappeared. I don't know if it got removed or whatever, but it was just wasn't there anymore. And the guy actually had a really really nice essay about it, and I kind of skimmed through it. And one of the points that he brought up was like, it's okay to have simpler champions. It's like simpler champions are cool. It's like not every champion needs a mini game, but what ends up happening is when there are two simple champions that have a similar role, then one of them is going to do better than the other one. And the
Right.
example that was brought up, I believe, was when Braum was released. He basically did everything that Tarek did except better. Thoughts?
I kind of agree because when you have such simple champions, there's not as much versatility as what these champions can do, and that's why they made all the AD carries a lot more unique, right?
Yeah.
So, and like I was trying to think of ways to make simple but newer champions as well too, and I couldn't think of anything where you could create a brand new champion and still keep everything simple.
Yeah.
the problem is, well, my voice is cracked. The problem is if you, like, there's what, 128 champions in League of Legends now. If you try to make a simple champion that doesn't overlap with any of the other simple champions, like
Yeah.
like you can make a champion that's straightforward, but you wouldn't call it simple because it would have to use a different kind of mechanic than
Yeah.
what exists,
Yeah.
or else it just like it would overlap like in the design space of other champions. So like you could have it be like straightforward, but it still wouldn't be like as simple as any of the early champions because those already exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm.
completely agree.
Yeah, and I think with like 120 something champions, you just literally cannot.
It's
Snake
hard
all
not
of
to
them.
overlap.
Yeah.
It's really hard not to overlap.
Like if you wanted to make a super simple champion right now, you'd be hard pressed to not make just another Garen.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But at the
Even
same time,
Garen's not
though,
that simple anymore.
yeah. At the same time, though, like I don't mind them making champions that are a bit harder to play, like just in terms of mechanics and everything like
Yeah.
that. And if you master those kind of champions, you can do
So, like,
really well
Azir?
with them.
Yeah.
And exactly, Azir, that's what I wanted to bring up. They made his maneuverability a lot easier to do.
Totally, yeah.
I don't like that because I think that the people that were really good at it, they deserve to achieve those kind of outplays, right?
Yeah.
But now it's
Yeah.
like almost any scrub can do it, and it's not as masterful. It's like the Lee
That's-
Sin insects, right?
That's why even until now, like Lee Sin and Navier are such like loved characters because they're still difficult in a sense. Like no matter how late into, like no matter how far into the seasons you go.
Yeah, I like you can still play Azir really well without being able to do those things, but that's what separates like a master Azir versus a good Azir.
Yeah. I guess the Azir
As
and
we
Lee.
would say.
I guess the Azir and Lee Sin mini game instead of like like instead of like marking champions or like all that kind of stuff, the mini game you play is like
Right.
how many Shurima shuffles can you do and how many insects can you do, and what's your success rate?
And, like the way that they have Azir now is like it's gonna be pretty hard to chase an Azir. Like he can
Yeah.
get away pretty easily, I think, if he needs to.
Yeah.
I feel like the new Lee Sin minigame. Okay, this is like completely random, like unrelated. I think the new Lee Sin minigame, like the hardest thing you can pull off on the Lee Sin is not the N second anymore because it's just literally ward like Q ward jump and then R, right?
Yeah.
The hardest thing to do is to dash to a ward and then kick flash. And I call that the rush because I saw him do it first. You gap close with a ward and then you kick flash. I can't
Jumping
do
to
that.
ward moves faster than the Q, right?
Yeah. Or like when your Q's on cooldown, because like usually you lead them with a Q, right? And then
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean by
don't.
kick? What do you mean by kick flash? Like you click R and flash right away, so it kicks them in another direction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. So yeah, I think that's harder because you have to space your flash, and then you also have to space the hitbox of your kick. And I can barely do kick flash, and I can barely do kick flash, and B I have to like do the ward jumping distance and then kick flash while the opponent's moving. That's really hard. So I think that's like the next level of recent play with aside insect.
It's okay.
It's the rush. I call it the rush because I saw him do it.
I can't even do a ward jump like properly. A standard ward jump. Like I'm trying to run away from people. I go to the dragon pit and I ward the other side, and I can't
You just
even
like
jump
stand
to
there.
it.
It's like, what am I doing?
Like yeah, Lee Sin, I bought him and like I refunded him within the day. I was like, fuck this champion, can't do
Lee
it.
Sin's good.
I actually find him kind of
I like playing Lee Sin because one of those people where you like don't play the game for a while and then you just can't play him.
He's really fun, but he's so hard.
Yeah.
I like
And
watching people.
you have to
play
control
it.
the urge of like the Lee syndrome, where it's not just like you follow every Q that you land, but it's like you follow every Q that you land and then you try to insect even though it accomplishes nothing. You're just trying to insect this for the sake of insecting, so you can like
This is why
Like,
we need
oh,
sandbox.
yeah. And then you all chat people as like guys insect 1/1. All right. Okay. So something else that has happened this week is once again it's something that I completely did not watch. Did you guys watch IEM?
I watched like half of it, maybe.
How was it?
I watched most of it except for
I haven't been played in 10 days. I'm out of the loop.
Let's see. Ever is entertaining as hell to watch, especially their bot lane.
I don't know about that.
Wait, they
The
didn't make it into,
ever
they didn't
finals.
make it into LCK, right?
No, they didn't.
Well, that's a shame.
People
Ever-
want them to get it? No, because Najin's spot is empty. Like they don't know what's going to happen to Najin's spot right now.
Okay.
So there's still a possibility that like LCK will host maybe a tournament or something for that last Najin spot, and they might get in that way or whatever. But I think today it came out that their mid lane is now going to EDG.
So,
So, huh?
Najin is empty. Wait, Ever mid lane's going to LD?
Yeah, ever mid laner Athena is going to EDG.
Oh, okay.
So like I'm pretty sure they're just gonna get their team's gonna get picked up by people. Like their bot lane is really good. A lot of teams I feel like would want to pick up something like that.
Okay. So what other teams were in IEM? I know Dignitas is in there. Dignitas in the new Fnatic, right?
New Fnatic was okay. Like they showed promise, but you know, a new team.
Yeah,
Give 'em
I
time.
feel like they have. I feel like they have a chance.
H2K looked pretty good.
H2K, skill wise, are really good, but you can still tell that they haven't figured out how to
Janko's-
play with each other yet.
Jankos.
Yankos.
I really like how he's.
Oh, Yankos is good.
Yeah, he's always
Yankos
been
is
good,
really
but he's been doing good things. The entire weekend was Forgiven split pushing on Tristana.
He literally
Like-
took down like 3 towers while like the other team was trying to fight the enemy team or something. Like it was just, yeah, the Tristana was just not.
Like I
fighting
think
at
the
all,
first
ever.
game that they played in Cologne was
Hmm.
Forgiven like forward jumped like twice and died a bunch, and then
Okay.
after that it was just him split pushing. And I know like H2K is gonna do well. You can tell.
Yeah,
From the
H2K
fact.
just needs experience. So this experience actually helped them a lot.
Mhm.
That's
The other
good.
team that actually in this tournament,
Dignitas.
no, the QGs.
GG.
If you watch them, yeah, Chaogu. If you ever watch them like the first game compared to like the finals, they're like not even the same team.
They-
They actually
Yeah, can
improved.
I complain about Ever versus QG
It's so
finals?
boring.
Oh my god, nobody did anything.
It's so boring.
They just like sat
Wow.
and like
On to late game. Don't worry, guys. We have late game. We have late game. Make safe calls. Make safe calls.
I don't know why though. I think it might be because QG kept failing at their like aggression in like the first and or like the quarterfinals and the semifinals. That when they made it to the finals, they were just not being the typical aggro China. And I think Korea might have just been waiting for it, so they just did nothing.
What about in regard to like specific players? Like, are there any specific players that stood out and just look like they would be fantasy beasts for?
Hey, you know who's the stand-up player on QG now? Uzi. He's on QG now.
Oh yeah, he is.
And QG got bought by Newbie, which means Uzi and Kaox are in the same organization.
Like, is Chaos gonna make a comeback?
No, he's coaching their
Oh.
LSPL team.
Oh, okay. Oh, what's the guy up to, anyways?
Coaching.
Is that all he's been doing? Is he even good? Is he worthy of a coach?
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll find out.
C9's Jensen did really well.
Incarnation.
Incarnation.
Yeah, I'm glad they kicked that Incarnation guy,
Yeah,
right?
like that Incarnation was like so BM. It like did nothing. It was such a bad replacement to High, but I think Jensen's pretty good.
Yeah.
How's the? Oh, I'm glad
Oh, yeah,
they
they
dropped
changed his name.
Lamination for this other High guy. This is a High guy. I heard he was pretty good shot caller.
I feel like his name is derivative, though.
Did they drop him or did he retire?
What?
Wait, he was switching
Lamination?
between. Wait, did oh, yeah, what's Lemon up to now?
I think he
coached.
just retired, right? Or he
He's
coached?
coaching.
Is he like
Or-
coaching?
yeah.
Is
Wait,
he
yeah.
like the main coach now?
Yeah.
Does he still have his Death Note?
Yeah.
Wait, who are you talking
nice.
about?
Lemon.
Lemon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like a coach. Have you seen those like Cloud9 group photos? It's like he's like the
He's a
He's like their
Senpai.
dad.
yeah, no, he's like the
It's like the
like
supervisor.
a teacher at a
Exactly, at a
underprivileged
school.
neighborhood, and he's like, how do I reach these kids?
It's like I have to make sure that they all sign their permission slips to attend
Yeah,
and
to
stuff
go
like that.
go on a field trip to the police office where we learn about social responsibility.
Oh,
Wait, okay, so
the
how's
MVP
fine the support role?
The MVP for this tournament was actually Key from Ever.
Key?
Yeah,
I saw him play.
sucks.
I saw some of his Alistair plays. They're actually really on point. It was pretty good.
They like
Michael
permabanned
Tate-
his
Michael Tate-
Bard because they were afraid of the Bard that beat SKT. And so he just pulled an Alistair and dumpstered kids anyways. It was hilarious.
Okay, take notes. We need you to play a tank.
But in regards to like
Actually,
the
no,
MVP,
I'm still banning Alistar against Michael.
in regards to the MVP play, like are they giving him the MVP because of big plays that he made, or is it just his overall production level in
His
terms
overall
Both.
production is really
Both.
contribution
He,
to
he made
everything?
some he made
made
some
some-
pretty
yeah.
sick plays.
good. Yeah. he
There
did
there
both.
were some team fights, like especially in the games against what was it, H2K?
Mhm.
Like there were some big fights where between him and Loken Loken stayed alive and he would headbutt somebody out and pulverize 3 people like every single time.
It was pretty.
It
nice.
was just every single time he went in, he did something big.
You know, I'm waiting for advanced League of Legends stats where it's just not your basic kind of like KDA, damage style, all that kind of stuff. I'm waiting for some like statistic nuthead to go like, okay, here's how much CC this player has done in relation to how much CC the champion he has picked can do. So like, it's like it'll be like, okay, Alistar has a CC rating of 5, and he did X amount of seconds of CC, and the CC rating for this game is like 2,500 or something like that. So like some weird advanced stat to like figure out exactly how much CC.
How
that
much
is.
Mhm.
of the potential CC he's
Yeah.
reached.
Yeah. So like obviously if you're playing a Soraka, it's like her CC rating is
It's a
really low.
silence.
Yeah, just silence, and it's like a snare, which is really hard to land.
Right.
So like some
Yeah.
idiot is going to spend way too much time to create some advanced stat to like judge players, and then like in season 9, it's gonna be like, Faker's CC rating or Faker's champion efficiency rating isn't as high as like Porntastic. And then like and then people are like, wait, but Porntastic stats are higher, but then you can't measure how good Faker looks according
Shout
to the eye
out to
test.
Porntastic.
Shout out to Porntastic. So yeah, like I'm waiting for the moment when like League is divided into like stat heads and the people who like do the eye test is like, oh, but like Faker looks so good, and then
Yeah.
like people go like, oh my god, but Porntastic is like better stats than Faker.
Right, because there are a lot of things that you do that are you can't
Yeah.
really you can't really record that statistically, right?
Yeah,
But honestly,
even-
isn't that what the recruiters on each team kind of do?
yeah.
do,
like
but
they
then-
look at people to make the eye test.
They don't
Right.
just only look at like the numbers. They actually go and watch their games and see like the plays
Yeah.
they've done, like the CC
Yeah.
they do. And
But
stuff.
even if if we connect to this to basketball or something,
Mm.
Jalen Rose was saying that they should start giving people assists if they
Positive.
set a really good screen.
Yeah,
Like even though they didn't touch the ball and pass them the ball, if you set a good screen and your player scored, like you should get an assist for that,
yeah.
right?
So how does that translate to league, other than the like potential CC efficiency rating?
One thing that I've always wanted to get assists for while playing League and I don't get it is Ash Hawkshot. Like, come on, I gave you the vision to finish the kill. I should get something out of it.
Okay, here's another suggestion for Advanced Fantasy League of Legends esports stats. Okay, how many champions you've spotted with award in relation to how many awards you've placed /
That's-
vision that you've granted.
That's good. Like, how many
They have that,
awards
don't
that
they?
were actually useful, right?
No, right now you only have awards placed, but like they
yeah,
need a
yeah.
stat which tracks. Okay, you placed on award, and how many pieces of information you can see
Yeah,
with that award.
like how
But that's
effective was that
also,
award?
but this stat is going to be really hard because
Yeah.
a lot of
the
times
middle of mid lane ward will be inflated to hell.
yeah. The thing with like warding is it comes down to observation and deduction. Because
Yes.
if you don't see something on a ward, then that's a lot of information already, right? So like, but someone's gonna create a stat
Sure.
for like how much information you've gained from like a ward. So I'm waiting for advanced stats in League of Legends. That's gonna be pretty
That'd be kinda
interesting.
cool, actually.
Yeah. So shout out to everyone on Reddit, basketball / league heads. Yeah, advanced stats, advanced esports League of Legends stats.
Yeah.
Ward effectiveness.
You know what I want to see them bring into the game, though?
Mhm. Sandbox mode. Let's not go there.
What?
Sandbox mode.
No. I want to see like with auto attacks and like spells and everything like that, you pretty much only have resistances, right?
Yep.
And then depending on your champ, you might have a block or like a parry or something.
Mhm.
I want to see some sort of like built-in system where you can dodge or you can miss attacks or you can parry
That
attacks.
used to be a thing.
No, they took it out.
Yeah, they took it out.
Did that used to be a thing?
Yeah,
they took
blind
it out.
used to be a thing. Actually, a dodge used to be a thing.
6%
so-
dodge.
So you know, Jax.
Yeah.
You know how Jax has the one skill that has dodge.
The
Yeah.
counter
He
strike.
put it onto the one skill because he used to just be able to dodge all the time. It was just retarded.
Yeah, and his E was basically if you've dodged something, then you can stun.
Also, Ninja
Yeah.
Tabbies gave dodge, didn't
Yeah,
they?
Ninja
Yeah,
Tabby
Ninja Tab
gave
used to give dodge
And
instead of
Sivir,
armor.
and okay, Sivir had dodge on her passive. Sivir's
Okay.
passive used to be dodge, and Uya's passive used to be dodge.
Okay.
Yeah,
And the reason they took it out is because
it's
it
too
was,
inconsistent.
yeah, and it was basically negating because you had things that scaled off level negating things that people buy with gold. So
Right.
it became because if you invest money into building crit, then your damage should reflect it, and it should only be negated if the opponents build either HP or they build either armor to negate it. But then
Okay.
now it just came down to like I'm skilling more points into E, I'm leveling up,
Right.
and yeah, it's just your get out of jail free card for just by staying in the game. So they had to take it out.
That
Yeah,
makes
dodge
sense.
was a really dumb
Yeah.
skill.
So I like what they did with Jax, where he has like the helicopter, the Rafflecopter E,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I like how
yeah.
they do with Fiora, where you can actually parry stuff with your whatever skill that was now.
Another thing that I wanted to see as well too is like we have the objectives of Baron and we have Dragon and what's the new one, the
Scuttle. Or
No, the
Rift
new
Herald.
Baron.
Rift
Yeah.
Herald.
Really there.
I wanted
Right.
to. I think it would be interesting to see more objectives. So like maybe how every once in a while there's a siege tank that comes out in your lanes. Maybe if every 5 or maybe every 10 minutes, one of the lanes spawns a mega minion, where you can all kind of like go towards that lane and like you have to push that lane or defend that lane.
Hop
You mean
hop
Prometheus?
onto the band cannon.
It forces you.
Hop onto the band cannon, folks. And then it thinks that shoots you down with your second
Like
ace.
yeah, so it kind of forces. Not only do you have the dragon and everything, but you have to force yourself to fight around that kind of an objective as well.
Alright, okay. Question. In a minion wave with a cannon minion, okay?
Yep.
And you had a banner of command. Which one are you going to banner of command?
What do you mean?
because you can promote a minion with Banner of Command, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
So
isn't it automatically the cannon? Did they change that?
Yeah, they changed it. You can select a minion to Banner of Command now,
Oh, really?
and it just turns into like a massive siege monster. And it's like really, it becomes like really buff.
Does it get full HP again or no?
Yes, it does.
Then
So I
obviously
guess
just on the one that's about to die.
I guess if you're sieging tower, okay. So like it's always a struggle. I think like consensus is always better to put on the cannon, but then the cannon always dies first because it always draws aggro. So
That's not true. Because right now they changed the super minion so that the cannon super minion's always behind. The turrets can't reach it.
no, but then it's not a super minion. It's like the Banner of Command minion.
But
Banner.
I know, but do they not make it a similar way as they do with like Baron buff kind of thing on them?
No, you literally just promote one thing and it just goes on as normal, except he has more HP and it does more damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like it's like I occasionally build that on support because it builds out of Aegis and then it builds out of the CDR tome. So which one would you do? So like, would you do like the melee, which is actually
I
don't
would do
think
the melee.
I would. I think I'd either do the cannon or I'd do the range
The
one.
range
Because range ones die last.
Yeah.
Yeah, the range one dies last, and like it hits the tower, and like it dies last. So like I'd probably do the range one. It's either toss up between the range one or the cannon one, but I think consensus is always the cannon one.
Cannon one's the obvious one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, cannons do get targeted first.
Yeah, like so, especially when you finally push in the tower, cannons always get targeted first, and cannons always get targeted by the minion wave as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can shove that way, or I don't know. It's just something I always wondered, but usually I forget to Banner of Command. All right,
What's
so
the cooldown on it now?
I don't know. I haven't built in a really long time.
Oh.
It's like it's like around like 2 minutes or so. It's like a little less than 2 minutes.
It's an item I never build as a support.
Yeah, I've never built it either, so I don't know.
I think it's good because you build an Aegis and you build CDR.
I know, but I always build for kills.
But the locket's nice.
I've been playing support brand. That's my most recent supporting.
But the thing
Well,
is,
yeah,
the locket,
well, I
the
think
locket
Banner
is
is good
actually
on that.
nice.
I think
The
Banner's
locket
good.
gives a nice shield.
I build for like
Because
move speed and cooldown.
most people who build a locket are the tanks anyway, or like the Aegis are most people who are in the front line in tanks anyways. So the locket just gives you more tankiness.
I feel like in solo queue, your junglers or your tanks don't build Aegis, and someone has to do it. And since we're supports, we're the nice people, and it's like, guys, hey jungler, are you building Aegis? And it's like, no,
A lot
dude.
of
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like I end up getting the locket instead.
a lot of junglers do build it though.
Yeah. I don't know. Like
Interesting.
I play Karma, and I always go like if I need MR, I always build Banner of Command. If I need armor, I always build Zeke's Harbinger. Zeke's Harbinger is a must build, especially if 80 carries fed, and I always build Zeke's Harbinger.
I'm
Actually,
usually
people
playing
die.
like high CC champions,
Hmm?
so I'm trying to build cooldown and chase people.
Yeah, then Locket's really good. Then Locket's really good for high CC champions
I'll
because you
build,
get
like-
tanky.
I'll
You get a
build
lot of
an
tanky
Iceborne
stats.
Gauntlet. I'll build the Iceborne Gauntlet.
I think Iceborne Gauntlet is going to be really good on Malphite, and it's going to be really good on Rammus because the AoE
It's already
scales.
good on them.
Yeah, no, but now that AoE scales off armor, doesn't it? Let me check.
Does it? That'd be actually kind of. That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it made it up a PvE, but let's see. This zone has a radius of 190 plus 45% of bonus armor.
Okay,
Oh
damn.
damn, 45%. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
So
Yeah.
say you have 200 bonus armor.
Dude,
Damn,
yeah,
that's oh,
seven.
damn,
No,
that's
say you
actually-
saved like 100 bonus armor. That's 45
get
extra
90
range.
It's not that much, but it's still something. You have a little bit of scaling now.
Well, let's
It's
say
nice. It's nice.
it's noticeable.
Hmm?
It's noticeable.
If
Yeah,
you have 200
especially-
bonus armor, you've got a Teemo's extra range.
It's not
It's
that
not
much,
noticeable.
but it's
It's
Actually-
noticeable, especially when you're giving chase.
also. I just like to point out that I've found the most optimal way to play Teemo on ARAM. There's nothing you guys can say to prove me wrong otherwise. Yes.
Not a moving ward anymore.
Hmm?
Not a moving ward that throws out a.
Dude, every time I play Teemo on ARAM, I get so fed because no one expects me. It's about patience. People don't have patience in ARAM. You just have to sit there, wait for the optimal moment. And like, okay. I'm gonna impart my Teemo knowledge in ARAM right now. Okay, you never put your shrooms where the minion's gonna walk over. Minions always walk towards the top side of the tower stumps.
Yeah.
So you always put it towards the bottom side.
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't know why people do that anyways.
Yeah, you always put it at the bottom side. You always, like, and plus bottom side's always a little bit. It's a little bit skinnier, so it's always a choke point. People are always gonna walk over it. And another thing is you don't put the Teemo shroom on the relic. You put it right before the relic. So they hit the Teemo shroom before they hit the relic, and if you have a Morellonomicon, then it will proc before they eat the relic. So I don't know if you eat both of them at the same time, which one's gonna... If you put the Teemo shroom on top of the relic, sometimes I feel like you eat the relic first, and sometimes you eat the shroom first. But if you put it before that, you always eat the shroom first. So always do it that way. And so also when you start the game, you run the hell all the way over to like as close to their tower as you can get, not in the brush. Not in the brush.
Along, like, hugging the bottom wall.
Yeah, hugging the bottom wall, and you stealth there. And you stealth there. And you stealth there until someone gets low and they try to go for the relic, and then you kill them. Easy.
So you sit there for 3 minutes?
Yeah. More.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And do you know what happens after 3 minutes? You're legendary.
Yeah.
Guys, it's down to a science. I have it down to a science.
I think sometimes, depending on the situation, you should put the shroom onto the relic as well too, because sometimes people grab it even though they have full life to deny you of it, and in that case,
Yeah.
they're gonna take damage instead
true.
of gaining anything, right?
Yeah. And also, don't put two shrooms next to each other,
Oh yeah.
because
But they can't. I thought they
That's dumb.
bounce above each other, no?
no, they bounce above each other, but like don't put it like next to each other. So like people eat two of them before they're like it refreshes the dot, but if it refreshes the dot, you're still losing out on potential DPS. So yeah, don't put it next to each other. Always put it in the choke points, and always stealth. Just stealth at like the randomest locations. Never in a
Yeah,
brush.
Walt Lee said just randomly throw a Q.
People expect you to be in a brush. Never be in the brush. That's not how ninja warfare works. So yeah, never in a brush. Even though you get advantage in the brush, just never stealth in the brush.
This is Max's The Art of War.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna become a Teemo main. I'm gonna create like a Teemo only ARAM account. And I'm
God.
I think at the beginning of season 4, I was playing Teemo mid lane and stuff. I was like,
Hate all of you.
I'm ungankable.
I'm like, Teemo has had one professional game. It was when Hai played him against TSM.
I know, and that's why
Wait,
that's
I thought
why I
the
started
Rayman
playing him.
No, but whatever. Rayman got his ass kicked out of him in season 2 already, so it doesn't count. Hai played him in first game, C9 versus TSM, in season 3 or 4. 3. I'm pretty sure it's 3.
It was either 3 or 4.
It's 3, and he beat Reginald.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
And after that, I was like, all right, so yeah, I'm gonna play Teemo mid as well. Like you can play him mid, and it'll be okay. But if you play him top lane, like he's literally ungankable. You play him mid, and it's harder for the jungle. You just waste the jungle's time.
Yeah.
And like can burn him down. But top lane, he's ungankable.
Yeah. And what
You guys are what's wrong with League of Legends.
Wait, so you mean I'm toxic if I make a dick out of shrooms? Like draw a dick near Dragon Pit?
I'm reporting all of you next time I play with you. You two for playing Teemo, Mike for wearing a Teemo hat.
Yeah, report him. Report him.
Yeah, report it.
Hey there.
Okay, wait. I have a 100% win rate with tank Teemo support. I'm serious. I have a screenshot of this.
Oh my god.
All right, Teemo is a hidden OP. It's like the Illuminati doesn't want you to play Teemo, because like they're gonna buy an LCS spot. They're gonna buy like post spot in like season 7, and then they're gonna like run like a Teemo centric comp, and they'll bribe like the other team not to ban Teemo, and then they're gonna like beat Faker.
There should be more Teemos whenever Nasus is played. Like he's such a good counter to Nasus.
When was the last time Nasus got played?
That's true too. But
Last season, I think.
Last season? No,
Yeah.
I'm watching. What's his name? I can't pronounce his name. Searches.
yeah.
Like yeah, that guy. I've been watching his stream because like I listen to Nasus stacking things to sleep. I'm like, yeah, he doesn't love Nasus. So in my mind, Nasus is pretty popular.
He's fun to play still. Like I enjoy playing him, but
Yeah.
if he's blinded all the time, like he can't stack.
I kind of miss Nasus jungle, where you do Dragon level 6.
Yeah. Nasa's jungle is good. You know what we need to see again? We need to see some more Fiddlesticks jungle.
Yeah, Fiddlesticks
Yo,
jungle.
man, Fiddlesticks was actually my first jungler ever, like in this game.
There was a point in time when me and Mike would play Fiddlesticks and Morgana.
Oh god,
Morgana
that's
in mid lane,
hilarious.
and we'd just be like, double out, double out, double out, double out.
It's either him or me who gets like a triple or quadra.
Max loves it when I play Fiddlesticks.
Oh yeah, I blow my load way too quickly.
Hey Max, I'm coming.
It's like, wait, I just blew my rotation. I just blew my whole rotation. Alright, okay.
Oh my
So I forgot to turn on the timer, but I think we're way over an hour. So I think we're just going to wrap it up this time. So do you guys know what we're going to talk about next week? We're going to get Justin in, and we can talk about competitive League of Legends and the Seneca C team.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
I can try and persuade him, but I honestly don't
Seneca.
know if Justin wants to join.
What? We can talk about League of Legends. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, I guess. No, I'll bring it up with him and see. I think he's kind of shy about it, but I'll double check with
Are
him.
you sure he's shy about it?
I asked him. He said he feels like he doesn't play the game.
Maybe
as
he
much.
just doesn't want to do anything.
He probably plays more than like the four of us combined right now.
I haven't played in 10 days, guys.
Well, I haven't played because Christmas.
Path of Exile.
Oh yeah, that too.
Well, let's be
I haven't
real.
even played
We've
much
been
Path.
playing Path of Exile.
Yo man, Essence Drain, pretty fun.
All right, okay, yeah. We're gonna wrap this up right now because yeah. Next week we're gonna have Star Wars spoilers because we're all watching it tonight.
No man, we're not
I'm
spoiling.
so
that. Come on, that's
excited.
mean.
Yeah, I'm so stoked. I can finally stop my social media blackout now.
Oh, actually, talking
Oh my
about that,
God.
I got to
I haven't even bothered like trying not to see spoilers. I just haven't seen spoilers.
Oh.
Yeah, same here.
Every time I
Like-
see anything Star Wars related, I'm like, hide post from this user.
Okay,
So I
guess
think by the end of this, like, there's gonna be a lot of people that I'm not getting updates from. Like, that I'm gonna be
I guess my
wondering
coordinates are
why.
just fixed then. All right, okay. Well, okay, we're cutting this now. We're cutting this now. Dan,
Wait,
cut it.
yeah.
Cut it.
Wait, hold
Alright,
on.
shut-
What are
guys,
we
shut
what
up.
are we talking about next week?
Shut up.
Don't
We're cutting
worry,
this.
you'll find out next week.
We'll find out next week.
Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, hit the thumbs up, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.